Hi, my name is Doug Strain, and I'm a trainer and technical writer for Veracity Networks. And today's tutorial is going to be on auto attendants, which are the IVRs or interactive voice response systems, where people can choose 1 for sales, 2 for billing, 3 for Spanish, and so forth. So we'll start by going to the admin site at https as in secure //hosted.veracitynetworks.com. I'm going to log into the sandbox, which is our demo group, and we'll be going to services in the left sidebar and then choosing auto attendant. If you don't see auto attendant here, then you need to go to resources and assign group services and move it over. If it's not on either side, then you'll need to contact your account manager or customer service about purchasing an auto attendant for your business. But we've got what we need there, so we're going to go to services again and then to the auto attendant. And I've already got 2 samples in here. You can click on the add button to add a new one, and it'll take you to the main profile page where you can set the name. You'll typically want to have a name that's pretty easily identified, especially if you have multiple auto attendants. Then you'll want to be able to tell them apart pretty easily. And you'll need to set which business hour schedule and your holiday schedule. Now, by default, there's an everyday all day option, which is 24/7, 365. I've already created a business hours schedule, a closed schedule, and a weekend schedule, as well as a holiday schedule. The creation of schedules is a separate tutorial. I do recommend it. This tutorial assumes that you've already got schedules set up, so you just choose the ones you need. Down here, this last option is how long it takes before it'll automatically transfer to the operator rather than sitting there. So if they don't choose option 1, 2, 3, or so forth, it'll eventually just go to the front desk or wherever you specify, and I'll show you how to set that up. So once you've got that created, you'll need to go into it and edit it, which you can do by just clicking on the name. And you'll need to go into addresses and set the extension number. And if you have a dedicated full phone number, you could choose that here too, but you don't have to. You can have it set as none and just have an extension number. Say maybe your main number goes to a hunt group and then it rolls over to the auto attendant if nobody answers, or a similar type of situation, then you wouldn't need a full phone number. You would just need the extension. And keep that extension in mind because you're going to need it when you do your voice recordings, which we'll cover here next. The voice recordings, if you go into the announcement repository, you can click add, and you can browse to your recording that you've already made on your computer. Or the easier way would be to just call your voice portal and record the announcement there. But before I cover that, if you're uploading your own audio that you've done separately, it needs to be either a WAV file or a WMA file. It'll need to be under 2 minutes long. It needs to be 16-bit and 16 kilohertz or 16,000 hertz if you'd rather. It needs to be mono rather than stereo, and it needs to be ULAW format. But if you don't have to worry about that if you call the voice portal. If you call the voice portal up, you can then put in the extension number for your auto attendant, and then you'll have an option 5 to record an announcement. You would record it there, and then you either confirm that you want to keep that recording, or you would get an option to re-record until you get it the way you want. And you'll need to do 2 of them, 1 for your business hours and 1 for your after hours. Once that's done, it'll show up in here as voice portal and a date stamp and a time stamp. You'll want to come in and either click edit or just click on the name itself and change that name to something that's easily identified, probably something like after hours or business hours greeting, so that when you're choosing it in the drop downs later, it's easy to tell them apart. And that brings us to the menus. You have a business hours menu and an after hours menu. The business hours menu, you'll want to set it to personal greeting. And then here in the drop downs where you'll be glad you renamed it to something that's easy to identify. You don't have to refer to the group operator in the message, but it's recommended that you have a 0 set here. This is the group operator option with it set to transfer to operator and whatever number or voicemail that you want calls going to if they don't choose a selection within 10 seconds or however long you chose on that. And there's a variety of options in here in the drop down. There's transfer with a prompt, which gives you one of those robo voices saying your call is being transferred. Or you can do it without the prompt, where it just goes straight to them. If you set the destination number at *55 and then an extension number, it'll go to the voicemail for that extension. *55 tells our system You want to go to voicemail, and then you have to specify which extension for the voicemail. You can do name dialing, extension dialing. You can also upload an announcement, such as your street address or hours of operation, and set an option to play the announcement. There's an exit option. It just basically hangs up. And then you probably want to have some repeat menu options to repeat your menu items, especially if you have a bunch of them. And then you click apply, and we go back to the menus, and same drill for the after hours menu. So you'll want to have a group operator set up. You probably want to have dial by extension and dial by name options in case people are working late past business hours, they can still get calls, or if nothing else, so that people can get to their voicemail. And you'll probably want to leave voicemail option. Again, *55 in the extension number is the way to do that. And you might even need an emergency contact number. You can put that in there too. And again, I definitely recommend having a repeat menu option. Click apply, and you're almost done. There's one other thing I want to show you. We're going to go back up to the group level, and we're going to go into services. Here in the voice portal is where you can see your overall voice portal. Now, this is a different number than your auto attendant number, but you would call this number, and that's where you'll get the option to put in your extension number for the auto attendant and your passcode. And then you can use option 5 to record your announcement, as we covered earlier. If you've forgotten or don't know your passcode number to get into the voice portal, you can just come down here and put in a new numeric code, apply it, and that resets your passcode. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about auto attendants. If you need additional help or have questions, you can always contact customer service. We're more than happy to help you. Thank you.